Awesome, so we're back again. So sorry about that. The usual bug that hits me very often is the one that the UI just doesn't load, and it didn't load there. So thank you very much, Kaiserreich team. I want to know everything. Thanks for the info. I already knew that. Cool, so we are going to be playing as the Two Sicilies. We are interesting because we are entirely independent. We have no links to the Entente, to the Communists, to Germany. We control half of Italy, as you can see, and we are basically trying to reclaim it. So there's also the Papal States, the Italian Republic, the Communist Republic of Italy, and Sardinia facing off against us. But we have a fairly good position because I think we're actually relatively industrially powerful, at least compared to the others, because we were the shipyard to the Mediterranean, which is what I started to say before I had to restart. Basically, all the other Mediterranean powers come to us for their shipbuilding needs, so we ought to have quite a few shipyards. We have one shipyard. Damn it! But I think we also have quite a few focuses related to shipbuilding. Yeah, I think it's all of this. Alright, so, our focus tree. Royal Armed Forces, take the fight to them, which is more offensive, I guess. Mountain Infantry, which I'm never using again, they're terrible. Political... Motorized reduction, okay. Motorized attack and defense increase, okay. Two Sicilies declares one Socialist Republic. Or defensive stance, which is artillery, fighters, Messes reforms, division recovery, division speed, division organization, +7. Crikey. Already better than Bulgaria. Sorry, Bulgaria. I'm just disappointed. I'm just disappointed with how they've been implemented in this game. Armor production cost reduction. Interesting. Training time increased, recovery rate increased, experience. Wait, plus 15% division organization. Because this is cumulative with the other one. Alright, so we're definitely going defensive stance. Because those are ridiculous. What kind of armoured divisions can we actually get? None. We don't get any specialised armour. So we have +10 reliability on mechanised and then production cost on mechanised. I think what we're going to do is mobile warfare mechanised with light or medium tanks. Ooh, we have a lot of aircraft production. Or ships. Begin. What? Thought it was because Norman Sicily joined with Neapolitan Sicily. Dunno. Yeah, I'd kind of agree with you there, Cromwell. Better than Bulgaria is the new catchphrase. Oh, please don't. The number of Bulgarians I have watching the Bulgarian series at the moment is ridiculous. Like, I'm sure if I checked the analytics for my channel at the moment, it'd be something like 80% Bulgarian. Begin army reformers for both choices. Yeah, I know. That's why I was, like, comparing the difference between them. Oh, I see. I see what you mean. I thought you meant that one. Requires one of the following, so it's just those or those. So take the fight to them also unlocks all of this. Or defensive stance requires batteries. Okay, so these are either. These are just this side. So it's the planning speed, it's the coastal forts, it's the urban combat ability, which is actually pretty decent. Conversion cost, division defense on core, division attack on core. That's a good one. Then the Army of Sicily requires military industrial complex. Oh, that one. So yeah, Army of Sicily is with these. So Messe is just a boss because he does everything. So that's just better planes. This side is better political power, better motorized production and defense. I kind of want to go mechanized though. So you get mechanized research there. Yeah, I don't really rate planning speed. So the benefit for this side really would be the urban attack and defense ability. Urban doesn't happen all that often. When it does, it's like really important, but it doesn't happen that often. And then the industrial techs, which seem to be nicely centered. Dealing with the crisis, so we do get hit by Black Monday. I was wondering about that. This just seems to be more production stuff, including thriving economy. And then the naval production. Add 2 off-map naval dockyards. See, this is a mechanic I don't like about Waking the Tiger. These are 2 naval dockyards that just can never be interrupted. They can't be bombed, nothing like that. Naval dockyards, naval dockyards, naval dockyards. Okay, so this is how you build the ships. Wow, that's a lot of naval dockyards. Do they also give building slots? Yeah, they do. Production cost and escort efficiency on trade convoys. Okay, okay. And then it's a choice between heavy build-up and strategical navy. Shouldn't that be strategic navy? Which is convoy interdiction and submarines, Wibble, or battleships. Better battleships. Research ahead of time for carriers. Minus 100. Minus 100 for super heavy battleships. I think I know what we're going to go for. Super heavy battleship production. Let's do it. It's not something I do very often. And then defensive alliance will allow us to join the Entente, Austria or Germany. We can get Fate of Italy, which requires Old Order restored, or Avanti Italia, which I think is the defensive or offensive stuff. So we go Old Order or the new Italian things. Empire Reborn, Division Recovery, Recruitable Population, Political Power, a lot of political power, crikey. So I'm going to assume the Fate of Italy does some bad things. Does this split Italy up? Tuscany, Serene Republic of Venice, Lombardia, Modena, Sardinia, Papal State. That's a lot of factories. Confederation, consumer goods factories, minus 15, daily political power, construction cost increase for all of the members. So I assume that this is like you puppet them. Not sure about that. Constitutional Kingdom, Social Democrats, Christian trade unions, building slot, Social Democrats. So you can basically just focus the Social Democrats more. Looks like that's really the only choice. Or the Organic Kingdom. Oh, I guess it's a balance between these two. Secret Police, National Populist. So you can go either National Populist or Social Democrat. It's roughly the same. I think I'm going to go Democratic. I quite like Democrats. You get the research earlier too. Alright, so I think that we're going to start with the future of Mezzogiorno. Mezzogiorno. One of them. Our status of being the wealthiest of the Italian nations is not due to our actual wealth, but due to how the other parts of the peninsula's assets are either war-torn or owned by foreign investors. We are effectively the last hope of Italian industry. Right, so we're going to do that. We have our factories. We have quite a decent potential. 66446. This has not been built up at all, so we're going to invest entirely on Puglia to get that up to a level 10 infrastructure, and then we're going to start building some civilian factories over there. We do have a dockyard free. I think we're just going to invest in battleship 2s. 11 years. No, that's just silly. We'll get convoys until we get some more. And then research is going to be production, it's going to be construction, and it's going to be research. Right. And don't think I've been ignoring your chat. I was just trying to read through everything else. Yeah, I quite liked the old Drew as well. I used to watch him a fair amount when he was doing the Civilization 5 and 6 Civ clashes, but haven't watched it for a long time. Used to actually play games, now he spectates. He used to play, like, irregularly. I wouldn't say he was a regular Let's Player, though. So United Italy or City-State Italy. Yes, they become puppets and you get some nice buff for it. I know Shenria got really pissed off at Drew during the 3-Day War. For good reason. He was playing terribly. Two Sicilies, where's the second one also? Hi. Hello! Yeah, Quill during the 3-Day War thing was really good. Like, I do enjoy watching Quill stuff. Alright, cool. So, in terms of actual plans, I'm not sure about whether city-states or not city-states. I'm kind of tempted to do city-states. It does look kind of interesting. So long as we maintain, like, the southern bit and then we just cut up the northern bit, could work. Plus then we can use them as puppets so we get more manpower. Although I assume we have a core on all of this. Let's go up to speed 5. Use mountain troops instead of infantry and heavy tanks. Doesn't work anymore. Mountain troops are now limited. Kingdom of Two Sicilies in 1936. Following the Napoleonic Wars, the Kingdom of the Two Sicilies was created, combining the two old kingdoms of Naples and Sicily. Lasting, and yes, it was the two kingdoms of Naples and Sicily, as I suspected. Lasting until 1860 when Sardinia sought to unite Italy under her rule. That's Sardinia-Piedmont, not literally just Sardinia. The south, which was always generally agriculturally, suffered at the hands of the Savoys, who did not care much for actually industrializing the south, and poverty became commonplace. When the Welsh Creek began in 1914, Italy chose the side of the Entente, much to her ruin. When the Austrians achieved victory against the Italians, they broke up the kingdom into a number of smaller states, and out of the resulting bloody civil war, the Kingdom of the Two Sicilies was reborn. Since the end of the hostilities, the kingdom was focused internally, trying to resolve the serious issues left by the House of Savoy, and the politically successful Social Democrats have tried to carve out a new path for the kingdom. The rise of the opposing Industrii George Sicily could signal a radical change in the kingdom's policy. Integralisti di George Sicily. I have no idea what that means. Only time will tell if they get to achieve this or if democracy should prevail. Oh, those are the national populists. Okay, so we're on low popularity. Wow, we're divided. Crikey. Okay, we definitely need to do some work on like our internal politics. Blimey, that's some serious divisions right there. The other thing I should have done actually is get my armies together. Do we have any decent generals? No, in a word, except for Messe, who's our field marshal, who is really good, actually. I remember Messe being absolutely amazing previously when he played as the Federation of Italy, and he's also very good in Vanilla Hearts of Iron. He's usually my tank commander. Yeah, he's still pretty good. Okay, so choices are all-out infantry, cautious and planning... Wait, planning speed reduction, planning speed increase. This guy is rubbish. Yeah, not impressed. Or old guard, cautious infantry leader, or inflexible strategist, politically connected. So actually Gualano sounds like the bad. I mean, he's not bad defensively, I guess. Overall, the Italian commanders are terrible. Bonessa is not bad either. So basically we're going to be relying on Messe, like all out. We don't have any tank commanders, which is an interesting one to see. No panzers. So I think Izzo is going to be our main guy for the moment. Or is he? Or maybe Gulano. He gets the defense, he gets the logistics. Promotion cost reduction. He gets 10% less experience though, which I don't like. And Bonessa's not bad either, but I want someone to start training so that I can prepare them for use as a mechanic person. We're going to rely on a heavy big, solid industry, mechanized and tanks. That's what we're going for. Arguably the only decent Italian general since the Roman Empire. No worries, Cold Rage. So Izzo does have a promotion immediately. He's also the best in terms of stats. So yeah, Izzo's going to be the man. I do want him to get something towards Panzer Leader or Cavalry Leader, though. I mean, potentially even focusing mostly on cavalry. I mean, not literally because of that cavalry, it's because this also improves mechanized. And then either Panzer Expert or Combined Arms Expert. Infantry Division, is that just... yeah, it must be just infantry. And then in charge of that, definitely Messe. Alright, cool. So we got them training. What kind of navy do we have? We have 60 ships! Wow! We have a huge navy. 3 battleships, 6 heavy cruisers, 6 light cruisers, 25 destroyers, and 20 totally pointless, utterly rubbish ships. Alright, so we basically have a navy of 40 ships, is what that's telling me. Compared to the Commune of France with their 75? Or regular France with their 75? So we're actually pretty close to like the big boys in terms of navy strength. Okay, okay, we're not actually in a terrible position here. I'm quite liking this setup. Oh, no, we're building planes. I don't want to be building planes. They are interwar fighters. They are useless. Let's get support equipment instead. We could actually get motorized. Let's also start getting some motorized. We also have light tank ones. Let's get some light tank ones. And also some motorized. We're going to be building a little bit of everything. Let's focus the light tanks and the motorized actually above even weapons. And then artillery last. Except for you. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, good. Assassination of Kerensky. Alright, so... I think we will want to pick a fight with the Socialist Republic of Italy, but we're gonna need to wait until the Entente and or Germany is at war with them. So, no early moves, that's for sure. We should be able to hold them off in the mountains should it come to that. Even without mountaineers. And hopefully just push our way up through Italy and take control of that. I think we do get diplomatic options with the Pope, though I don't know exactly how that works. But whatever it is, we need to get our industry going. We need to get it going quickly. Totalist Charter, Mussolini, Valois, Beria and other interested parties arrive in Birmingham today to do communist stuff. That's nice for them. I hope they have a good time. Edward VIII crowned King of Britain. Status of Sicily. When the Kingdom of the Two Sicilies was remade after the Welsh-Krieg, an act by Parliament in Naples granted the Isle of Sicily considerable autonomy. This act granted the island its own regional parliament. This has granted the island quite a bit of power and influence within the kingdom's politics. That's quite a lot of political power there, which hopefully we can spend on a plus industry construction person. Do we have one? Industrial company, we do. Glorious, so we probably want to get one of those. Our economy minister is atrocious. Wow. We are social democrats. So the big boss isn't terrible. You are actually better than most foreign ministers in that you actually do something other than AI waiting. Our economy minister is awful. And our minister of the interior, also not great. Stability in Kaiserreich is kind of rubbish. I just realised I took out the tea bag from my pot of tea and then just poured the tea straight over it again. So I have a very, very drowned tea bag which I need to extract. Ow, hot, ow, ow. Ow, 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 dripping everywhere. Nope, okay. Trying not to spill tea on my keyboard. The adventures of Mordred and his tea bag. I managed to hit the microphone though. Yes, I heard about Sir Alex Ferguson. He had a brain hemorrhage. Hope he's alright. I was never a Man U supporter, but I appreciate what he did for the club. Can't the Pope guarantee your independence? I think it's the other way around. I think we can guarantee theirs. Or we already guarantee theirs. Oh, so we actually start with that position. Okay, didn't realise that. Still not entirely sold on this guy as the general, though he does have the best base stats. He's a little too heavily in the infantry line. But we just don't have anyone that would replace him, really. Yeah, it's kind of got to be. Which is unfortunate, because we're not going to get all of these stats. Though I guess infantry leader experience factor, he will improve as an infantry commander quicker. Planning speed is irrelevant. Attack and planning. You're pretty good defensively, so if we get attacked, we'll probably have you in charge. It's just too bad that you're old guard. You and the Pope guarantee each other. Okay, makes sense. Black Monday on the 3rd of February 1936. The Berlin Stock Exchange stopped sinking. It plunged. Electoral gridlock in France. The Travaillés are still in charge. The Entente's at war with Afghanistan. Black Monday hits the kingdom. Here we go. The economic crisis that began in Germany has spiraled out of control and spread to Italy. The kingdom, the Two Sicilies' prosperity has been shattered by Black Monday, and confidence in the government has been shaken. Wow, it's hit us really hard. Minus 20% production efficiency, minus 40% factory output, and construction speed minus 35%. Yeah, we're going to want to get over that as quickly as possible. Thankfully, we are already working towards that. And even though I have no reason to be, I am nervous about these guys, so we're just going to set up on the border, like so. Although I probably will want a militia guard. Might actually be reason to train militia. Just to guard the coast. Though, can I create garrisons? I can. I'm actually kind of tempted to build a couple of garrison divisions. Because we're going to have a long coastline to guard. Well, we have a navy. But we're going to be outnumbered because we're on our own. That's part of the problem. How good's our admiral? Something I have not checked. Okay, we have decent admirals. You're a seawolf. Well, to be fair, we will be splitting the submarines out, so fine. We have a really good but utterly pointless seawolf commander. Was that? Iagiano. Igiani. Yes. Toscano. There's a couple of names I recognise from my Italy games. Okay, so we can either go the agrarian question. Oh, we never did check our spirits. We should probably do that first. So Black Monday, we know about. Land issue. Consumer goods factories increased by 10%. That sucks. Then profits from shipyards. Consumer goods factories minus 5%. Dockyard construction speed minus 3. And dockyard output plus 5. Sicily has, for more than a decade, greatly profited from the use of its large dockyards to sell warships to various nations in these troubled times. These profits give the state a meaningful contribution, even if most of our dry docks are working for foreign powers. Which I'm fine with. So this will allow us to get more consumer goods. I mean, we want to get rid of the crisis thing, especially for the construction speed increase. In order to properly modernise our great nation, we will attempt to gather the resources we need by gathering foreign and local capital into our own investment plans. And we do have a fairly small core population. Bigger than Sardinia, but still pretty small. Poverty and crime rises. With Black Monday hitting our kingdom hard, it has caused poverty to skyrocket and the living standards of many Sicilians to drop. At the same time, the various criminal cartels have moved in to take advantage of the situation, much to the detriment of the government. Banditry and brigandry have increased in the countryside and many are demanding the government to do something. Do we have any decisions? Improve worker conditions. Not worth it. Jabal Shammar and Najd declare war on each other. Downfall and stability. We're now on low. But that's fine. It'll normalise. I don't like the Kaiserreich stability mechanics, I will admit. Restoration of democracy in Australasia. Good. You guys are almost trained, actually. Maneuvers in the Carpathians. The Treaty of Bucharest in 1918 officially ended the Weltkrieg for Romania, but at what cost? Romania has now dominated by German and Austrian industries. Most of her coastline annexed by Bulgaria, and the Carpathian Mountains separating Romania from Hungary were put under Austro-Hungarian control. Qing declared war on Changting Chango. Catholic faithful in Rome breathed a sigh of relief as the Sistine Chapel's chimney billowed forth white smoke, signifying the election of a new pope. A short time later it was announced that the socialist, oh, for Pete's sake, Cardinal Achille Linaire has become His Holiness Pope John the 13th. Those guys made peace. And the First International Congress. Many speculate the new pope signifies a softening of the church's opposition to syndicalism and hope for a renewed contact with the north. French loyalists restore the monarchy. I mean, this is possibly the worst out... Well, not necessarily. It means that we can take Rome. Because if you go socialist, then I'm just going to attack you. Who is this? Pope John. It's this dude. The Comicier Nier. With the rise of crime in the country due to the Black Monday, the Milizia Volontaria per la Sicurezza Nacional has been formed. The MVSN, or as they are informally called, the Camisé Nier for their black shirts, has been popping up around the kingdom, from Naples to Palermo and everything in between. Supposedly led by Achille Starais, this paramilitary organisation is described as the muscle behind the Integralisti in the kingdom, for they have been keeping watch during the rallies as well as disrupting and breaking up rallies of the left wing. Their disciplined militaristic marches through the streets of major cities draw large crowds and drum up more recruits, especially amongst the youth. The Camisère Nier is rapidly becoming a force to be reckoned with, and their numbers are still expanding. It's unlikely they'll stay silent during the elections. Uh-oh. Alright, so, What can these guys do for me? Partisans. Decryption +1. Ooh, I like that. Change in loyalty. North, that's +20. Factory output, production efficiency, construction speed. Recruitable population factor, political power, daily political power, research, stability and war support versus stability, consumer goods and resource gain. Consumer goods and resource gain. Building slot. Every owned state. Oh, it's one or the other. That's ridiculous. Every state gains an additional building slot, which is then modified by technologies. Research slot, factory output, production efficiency, growth. Stability. I actually kind of still prefer the constitutional monarchy. The Pope is a syndicalist sympathizer. Yeah, he is a sympathizer. He's not himself a communist. He's just a sympathizer. And we can still do the improved worker conditions, but I have no interest in doing that. What we can do, though, is start to mobilise, which will increase my construction speed overall. I think we'll do that. We'll get those civilian factories going rather more quickly. And industrial investment is going to be finished soon. And then we can deal with the crisis, and then we can end the crisis down there. It requires all of the following, so we'll need to get all of these done. So that will make things a lot less bad. Oh wait, Calabria and Campania infrastructure. Those are the only places, though. So it's not this one, which was Puglia, which is where I'm actually building right now. So we're fine. We're fine. Electronic mechanical engineering is done. So we'll go on to the next one, which is computing, mechanical computing.